Hey everyone, in today's video we are going to learn about data types in Python. So first of all, I am going to write this code um, in idle. So first of all, open your idle, and I am just trying to make it a little bit larger. We'll say configure and yeah, size 22. You people can read it. Yeah, I think this much is enough. So first of all, this is like a shell. This is a shell, an idle shell. You can write anything here, like, and it's going to run as soon as you hit enter. You also have this new file where you can write a code, print, and you can save it if you want, or you can run it. First you have to save it, so we are just going to save it on the desktop as app.py, and it's going to run in this shell. So this is how this works. This is the main shell, and here you can write a full code like print this. Then we can also write another thing like, you can just copy it and you can just save it, and you can run it in this. Yeah, it's going to run in this shell. This is how idle works. This is a simple thing I just wanted to tell you before we get started. So first of all, this shell is like a file writer. You can write a big code here and then run it all at once. And in this shell you can just write something like print something, and it's as soon as you hit enter it runs. So both have their benefits. Mainly I am going to use this one for this tutorial. First of all, we are learning about data structures in this video. So first of all, let me just tell you what are data types. What are data types? Data types are what is the type of data we are dealing with. For example, we are dealing with integers, or we are dealing with floats, or we are dealing with strings. For now I am just going to talk about these three things. What are integers? Integers are just plain numbers, 1 3 34. Just have, yeah, now it can be a big number, it can be a small number, anything. A number is an integer unless and until it contains something which makes it float, that is a decimal point. What are floats? Floats are numbers with a decimal point. For example, 1.2 to 22.3. These are floating numbers. And what are strings? Strings are anything written between two quotes, like we can write hi. This is the string because it's written between two quotes. These quotes in Python can be single quotes or double quotes. So here I wrote hi using a single quote. Now I can use the same example by just using a double quote. So this is also a string, and this is also a string because both are written between quotes. So I think that's pretty much very clear. You can just, I'll zoom it so it's pretty clear. So now let me just show you why you need to do this. So first of all, we'll just say a is equals to input. We are just going to store the input in a, and we'll just hit enter. It's going to ask for an input. We'll say 10, and then we type in a. It shows us 10. Now the 10 here, 10 is written between two quotes, meaning it's a string. So what is the loss here is that when we say, I'm not able to write something. When we say a plus 10, it gives us an error that says can't convert int object to string. What does that mean is that you can't add a string and an integer. You can't add the value of a string because string is not a number. You can't add a, like you can't add a to 10 like an alphabet A. You can't add high to 10. That's what it's saying, because it thinks that this is a string. A string is on anything written between two quotes, so you can't apply geometrical operations like plus, minus, multiplication, division on it. So to do that, you just need to type in a is equals to, we'll just say int a. So what this is going to do is that int statement returns an integer. This is a string. It's going to convert the string into an integer and then going to store it and at a. I'm just going to say b is equals to int a. Now we'll hit enter and we can say b. This time the quotes are gone. Here we have the quotes. Here we don't have the quotes because we have converted it to an integer. We can say b plus 10 and it's going to say 20. So this is the use of an integer. Now what if we say print and we'll say hi you are, I guess that's enough, and just use plus b and done. So it's going to print hi you are and then b. The value of b is 10, so it should just print 10. And here we get an error, can't convert int object to string. So here what's happening is that it's trying to add up these two things, mainly hi you are plus b. The value of b is 10, so it's trying to add 10 to hi you are. So we can do one thing. I'll just copy this, and here you can convert this into a string. How we do that? We'll just say str. So what str is going to do is that it's going to take in b, which is an integer, and convert it into a string, and then we'll use it in the print statement. So I'll just hit enter and you can see it ran without any errors. Likewise you can use floats, float, float, and this is going to convert. So we'll just say, as you can see, b is 10, and if we try to use it as float, it says 10.0. We can also say strb, and here you can see it's in quotes. So these are the basic things, like these are integers, floating numbers and strings. So this is how you need to do that. Now just I'm going to give you something like number is equals to input, and we want this number plus 10. If you want to store it in new is equals to number plus 10, and then we are going to say print new. And as we have learned that no or number is a string, we need to convert it into a integer, and then we can run it. I can just do it like this, because if I run it, it won't take input in Sublime Text, and I need to use command prompt, and I am not feeling like using it. So you can do this. This is the same as the input statement. It's just saying 10 is equals to number. So if you were trying to use the input statement to take in an integer, or you were having trouble with that, these errors, this is how you get around it. Or you can also use it like this. I'm just going to show you, but I am not going to use it. So int input. So what this is going to say is that first it's going to ask you for an input, then it's going to convert that input into an integer. First we take input from input statement, then we convert it by int statement, and then we store it at number or no. So that's it for this video, and let me know if this video helps, and I'll see you in the next video.